This had to have cost so much money. What is going on, all you lovely people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael Hora, and this is a lovely penguin. Welcome back, guys. We are doing the breakdown, the set breakdown of Nayeon from Twice, her very first debut solo song, Pop, on her first mini album, I Am Nayeon. It's a crazy video, crazy video. They put a lot into this video, an absolute lot. There is so much going on in this video. It's actually crazy. So before we get into it, guys, please go ahead and sub to the channel if you haven't done so already. And then also think about subbing to my Patreon, because there's a lot of exclusive content. You might like it. And then also, while you're down there checking out the Patreon and the links down below, there's also a bunch of social media there. Follow one of them. Might be fun. All right, let's get into this. Also, just a reminder, my AC's on. It's 1,000 degrees here. I'm sorry if you hear it in the background. Whatever. All right, so very first shot of the music video. They got these huge white shelves, easy enough to get, easy enough to make. You can make them out of you know, some pipes and then just a couple of slats of wood, you know, and then you just paint it all white. But the other cool thing here too is they have these. They look like they would be books, perhaps, but they covered them in white. They also could just be pieces of wood or something that they just covered in white, and they printed I'm Nayeon, because that's the name of the mini album. I actually didn't even notice that during the video, the first go through, but just because we're paused and we're looking at it, it definitely is interesting. And then to top it off, in the background, they have that like very faint checkered texture in the background. It's just curtains on a drape hanging down, just a couple of sheets of that like gray and white checkerboard pattern. Then we have the shot of her also probably in a studio here. They set up a table like she's doing a book signing, and yeah, it's just some pretty cool cover art for her album here, her little mini album. Obviously it says I'm Nayeon on it, volume 1, you know, it's got it there, I'm Nayeon. Pretty cool logos, to be honest. I imagine that's probably got to be the real thing. And then it's just her signing it with a couple of pictures of herself there, just like you would at a signing, you know. And then plus they brought a Hummer in the background, and it looks like that's probably a limo Hummer, just because of how it kind of extends off the screen. I imagine that is a limo rather than just a regular size Hummer. Now this shot here, this is, I believe they're on location here as well. I think this is probably the same area, maybe not the exact same location in particular, but probably the same town where they filmed Alcohol Free. I forgot what the name of that island was, but it was a place that they've been to before to film. And I'm pretty sure this is the same location, because it's got like a similar, almost like a Mediterranean feel to their architecture here. But for the most part, all the set decking and stuff that they did for this is going to mainly be all these flower pots are most likely hung up by the art department, as well as the foliage here is brought in a frame here. They got the pots and the plants, the blue ones, spanning all the way across the background there. And then on top of it too, I feel like they always have fresh fruit in their videos, but it's there. And then, not to miss, the giant cherry up on top of that railing over there. But there's a better shot of that, so we're going to talk about that later. This is another interesting one. This is like that like sweet shop, maybe it's like a donut shop type of store that they're in here. Honestly, like with the amount of detail that is going on in here, I would like to imagine this is an actual location, that there's actually a store out there somewhere that looks like this, and that they just came in and just like super cleaned it in order to make it look polished and brand new looking. But realistically, they most likely built this set as well. And I'll say this, like the art department team went above and beyond if they built this thing. This whole music video is extensive. Like, the amount of work that they put into this thing is utterly crazy. Yeah, look, there's even a donut hanging off the ceiling here as well. But, like, they got all these special logos. They got, like, the dripping signs and, like, the drip on the countertop. And that stuff's not exactly easy to make. You know, for the most part, you would typically cut whatever material they used here with a either a knife, like if they built it, they could have just made it out of like cardboard or something, or just like a thick paper, and just cut it with an X-Acto knife in order to get those nice curves and keep it clean, and making sure that the paper doesn't crease either, just that it will sit flat against it. But there's just so many things going on here. And I'm sure they had to make a bunch of props as well for this location in particular. And like, it's wild. It's really, really cool. I really hope this is a real location, just for the sake of it's a really awesome spot, and it'd be cool to see a store like that. But yeah, let's keep moving on. We'll there's going to be some more shots in here that we're going to look at as well. So there's a lot of really great shots. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they're at that location. I don't remember the name of it. A lot of you guys commented on it, the alcohol-free video that we watched. I totally am blanking on what it's called right now. But they have all these really great locations that are simple and easy to film in. And then just to go with it, they really are using a lot of balloons and inflatables. So they have the big red balloon up there behind her, probably a cherry as well. And yeah, it just makes for a really great shot too. Also, look how happy she looks. Aw. But yeah, like I said, there's going to be a lot of different shots in this video where like they're out on a location. So when you're on location, you want to take advantage of the location. You know, they have a lot of really great angles, great shots. So obviously this is her sitting on the stairs. And like I said, they definitely added in all these plants with the roses as well. Sorry, the pots with the roses in them. And it really contrasts against the white because they really pop and they're very colorful. And it just makes that really, really aesthetic look. And it really pleases the eye. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. This shot in particular, it's almost embarrassing that it confused me so badly when I watched it the first time. It's just simply, probably somebody on the art team is just taking that balloon and shoving it across the counter and pushing the donuts. So look. It's too fast. Here we go. But boom. That's it. I thought it was like expanding and looking all crazy. Also, another kind of random one too. Obviously, this one they added in the huge pop balloons in the back. Another thing you can buy, or honestly, they probably had to make them custom for the video because those are pretty large. But there's fabricators and stuff that do that. They make specialized balloons and whatnot. So relatively easy for the most part. But dude, also, she changes her look so much in this video, too. God bless hair and makeup and the wardrobe department. Oh my gosh. She changes so much. This set is gorgeous. This set, it looks like they are on, like, some crazy TV show or something. Like some weird game show or whatever. But you got the stage all lit up. Every single surface that's pointing towards the camera has lights behind it. It's got some sort of plastic so that the lights can shine through it. And then obviously it says across the stage piece there, it says, "I'm Nayeon." And those had to be specially made letters. Also with lights in them as well. But like, yeah, this entire set piece is actually bonkers. I would like to also imagine the background there with the city skyscrape and or sorry, not skyscrape. I'd like to imagine the background there with like the city-ish skyline that they have going on, as well as the clouds and like the stars. That those are hopefully on some sort of like a fabric, like printed onto like a fabric background, so they're not actually their own pieces, because if they are, it's like that's a lot of different things they had to make. They had to cut and make each one of those clouds individually, probably made them out of wood so that they would stay steady and they wouldn't kind of like flop around and get blown around, just so that they have a little bit of weight to them. And then you just attach some strings to the top and to hang them off the ceiling. And then the buildings that they made here as well would be kind of like flats, but just cut into the shapes of the actual buildings, and then just kind of propped up with some jacks like we've talked about in the past. But this stage is really cool. It also changes color. We'll see that as well in a little bit, but it's like this had to have cost so much money. This had to be so expensive. So this is another really cool little angle here that we get, where you can actually see how like the letters aren't flat against the background here, and then in fact there's like an LED type screen in the back as well that is playing different videos and like kind of adding different texture and colors in there as well to kind of highlight the words that are plastered across the front there. But still, it's a really cool piece. Also, another fun little thing about making videos such as this is that sometimes you just have to make donuts and stuff. You usually just go buy some donuts from somewhere, and you buy all those little snacks, and you get the trays and all the plates and whatnot. And sometimes you rent those, sometimes you can just buy them from like Target or something like that. And yeah, you can just buy them from Target. A lot of the things, especially in American videos and movies and television shows and everything that you see from the US, is a lot of that stuff they just buy at like IKEA or Target, Walmart, Home Depot, stuff like that. Simple enough. I know people are like, wait, what? That's what I'm saying. It's cheap. It's easy. It works. But yeah, it's just nice. You make a little setup there as well. It's interesting to see the drink there. It actually looks like they put in some sort of bubbly drink. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's kind of hard to tell. They zoom in really quick, so it's a little blurry, so it's hard to see. But either way, it's a nice little set piece there with all the food. They also do a lot of green screen in this video, which it works really well because it goes with that, goes with the theme really well, to be honest. All right, so this is one of my favorite transitions they do in the entire video. She holds up the phone with like a checkerboard case. Another thing that you just buy and bring to the set, and I mean, there might not even be a phone in there, to be honest. It might just be the case alone. Probably has a phone in there as well, just so it has a little bit of weight to it. But yeah, she just puts it straight up. I'm wrong. There's a piece of green in there, and they're using it to green screen in the shot that's going to be coming up here. Because as we zoom in, you see her turn and pop up. Amazing. So what they did, it's really a simple editing trick, is that they just kind of layered her onto herself. Probably green screened herself, put her on a white background, and then just layered her up so that it looks like a checkerboard. But you can actually see on the phone how there's that dot at the top. That's where her head is inside of those squares. But that's a cool trick. It's a really good transition. All right, guys, so I wanted to see if any of you guys actually noticed this during the video. But this is that same stage that we were looking at before, the one that I said looked like a television show. She's behind the sign that says, "I'm Nayeon." And this is in between the LED screen and the letters. Like I was saying, they're not just flat against it. I actually did notice this while the video was happening, because I was like, where do those letters come from? And I was like, oh, I see what they did here. They left a nice aisle there so that people could go down there and they could actually film. However, the balls and stuff that are on there, I'm pretty sure those have just been added in after filming. I don't think they're actually there while they're filming. Not much to say about this shot here, just to confirm the fact it's a Hummer limo. So here's another really funny little bit that they do, and this like kind of reminds me of like Zach King kind of stuff, where an arm punches through the top here, or the table, and punches through the books, and it hits some of them into the air. Now it's actually a pretty simple trick. Is you just kind of cut a hole in the table large enough that you can fit your arm through there, pretty much almost up to your shoulder, depending on who's going to be going through, and then prior to him actually punching, you can see the books are kind of layered over the hole, so that when he goes up and through, he's going to make contact with just two of the books and a couple of the pictures as well, so it'll kind of go flying and like scare Nayeon. Oh, it's so scary. Still, it's a really funny and cool little effect. So here's one of the times that I was talking about how that stage, the really, really awesome big stage that we saw before, that was mainly like a white or like a light blue, they can add different colors to the lights, and then it changes the whole thing, and it looks almost like a completely new set. And this is her just on the left-hand side on the stairway that's over there. But still, it just goes to show how just your little bit of perspective can completely change the way that you're looking at a video. It's honestly, it's awesome. All right, this is another really, really cool shot. First off, you got all that foam, which is really awesome, a really fun thing to make. It's genuinely as simple as putting a little bit of soap into a blower, and then you put like a bit of like screen, you know, something with a bunch of small little holes, like a little bit of netting or something in there, so that it'll blow the soap out, and it'll make this really awesome foam, like you're in a bubble bath, you know. And like you can kind of tell the bubbles, they're not gigantic. There are a few big bubbles in there as well, which they're probably blowing from the side. But they've also, I'm pretty sure they've used this stage as well for some of their Twice videos, because it has that nice big round overhanging piece that they can attach things to and make videos out of, you know. And it's got this really awesome big stage here. But yeah, for the most part, they just added in the bubbles, and they added in the swing, and that hole in the middle is actually open with all the light there, but there's going to be a rope hanging down to put in one of those chairs. You get those on Amazon. They're actually not that expensive, just like, it's like $100-200 or something like that. And for the most part, that's not expensive for a production. I know for a lot of people that is expensive, myself included, but for a production, they're like, yeah, whatever, just get it. It'll be fine. But still, it's a little bit of an easy setup here, but it's gorgeous. It's really stunning. So we're back out at this awesome island, and yeah, they just added in those huge cherries up there, as well as the flowers like I was talking about before in the pots. And then I'm pretty sure all the rest of the stuff was just naturally there. You know, I think that's just how it looks there normally. But yeah, those big cherries are pretty cool. For the most part, they're just a huge huge balloon that they just stick on a big green stick. Most likely like foam. It could even be almost like a pool noodle, but like thinner, that you can custom make and make it look like a stem coming out the top. And yeah, they just wedged them in so that they won't blow away, I'm assuming. But it adds like a funny little like background piece, you know? All right, this one is another really interesting set, because I think this is also where they did all the bubbles. I'm pretty sure it's the same set. It's just now the camera is above, inside of that round hanging piece, looking downwards now. And then obviously you got the pool here. It's in the big circle. And then they added in all that gold coming out off the edges here. And then they also have this nice little gold circle in the middle, as well as like two little platforms that you can walk off of. But for the most part, I think this is genuinely a trampoline with a bit of a gold like foily fabric, where it's not actually foil. I am totally forgetting the name of that fabric. I personally don't have to deal with fabrics too often, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those types Like it could even be like a spandex or something, but it just has that gold shine to it. And I'm pretty sure they just put that over a trampoline, like a small trampoline, so that she could be jumping up and down on it as well, because you actually see her jumping in the video. And then also probably with the extra fabric, they made this outside layer coming out away from the pool. And then it's cool too, because then you see that they can easily take away that trampoline. There's already the round platform here that she can stand on. And then you also get to see that awesome fabric, and the way that they're bouncing the lights off of it, it makes it look kind of rainbowy, and it's a really cool effect. But it's genuinely, it's lighting. It's actually the way that they light it that it can make it look like that. And I genuinely wish I could think of what that material is called, but I'm full-blown blanking, so I apologize for that. I will say, when this part of the video came around, I genuinely didn't notice that this was the same set as before. I legitimately thought it was a different set because it was a different color and it looked different. And yeah, this is an easy enough effect to do. Is literally all those girls who are dancing in the front had jackets, they throw them up in the air. Really easy effect. They obviously in the background put all red lights up as well, and then you really get to see the I'm Nayeon as they put a dark, like black, green, gray looking color behind it to accentuate the light up of I'm Nayeon. And the stairs are obviously lit up red as well, and it just makes another really great shot. It's really awesome how versatile this one set is in particular. And as an art person, as somebody who's not an art person, it would be very easy to overlook that. But as an art person, it's incredibly impressive what they did with this one set. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for today. That is such a cool video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got to learn a little bit of something through making these. It's honestly, it's mind-blowing just how creative this video was. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. The song's really good as well. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know what you're doing. Why are you even watching this video if you haven't watched the first one already? Yeah, goose. But still, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Stay aggressively positive. Sub to the channel. Sub to the Patreon. All exclusive materials. And then go check out all the other links down below. I love you guys. Check out the Twitch. And yeah, guys, have a great week. Goodbye.